These gold seashells.
Oh yeah, I do like those.
Thanks. And I wore a jean jacket earlier, but I'm being free now. I'm not wearing a jean jacket right now.
I do like the matching when you do the earring stuff.
I love jewelry. Like, ugh, it's my guiltiest pleasure. I always want a new pair of earrings.
Yeah, I got this forever ago. I just found it because I was cleaning out stuff that I've forgotten about. And I was like, oh my God. So then I'll put it on and then I'll put it somewhere else and not find it for another, I don't know, month.
Yeah, my problem with losing my jewelry is that I take it off in a million places.
Yeah.
And then also I just like leave the top of my jewelry box like stands up like to the middle of my torso. Like it's like a tall one. And so I just leave the top open all the time. And when I take my jewelry off, I just throw it in the top. It becomes
Yeah.
instead of a nice organized jewelry box, it becomes a big conglomerate of jewelry that I have to go fishing for specific things that I'm looking for. And then it gets piled up and then I lose all my things in there. And then I have to reorganize it and get myself together.
For a while, and I don't know if it's still a thing, but there, for a while, I think it was during COVID times, that the ladder, like a ladder blanket, was
Uh-huh.
like in um to be cozy and whatever. You just put like literally blankets that you don't use kind of thing. Anyway, so I still had that ladder and then I was like, "Oh my God," because I started using it for herbs and things that I was trying out. But then I put necklaces on it, and so it forces me to take the necklace off and hang it up.
Yeah.
However, it's great. It's not the same as putting it in a bowl and then having to untangle it, but it's still, I don't know what necklaces do when they're together.
I know. It's crazy.
They still like intermingle. It's like they're trying to make baby necklaces. Well, they're trying
No,
to make bracelets.
they're trying to make wait, that is so good.
My God.
Oh my
Anyway,
God. That was incredible.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no, I necklaces be making bracelets and it's really annoying. I agree with that. Anyway, hi.
Hello.
We made it another few weeks.
Actually, we did, I do want to say, I give us credit. We did record this episode.
To our credit, we already recorded this episode. What she
We're
said.
right. We have to re-record it because um I had my microphone like in my shirt half the time, so it sounds like I'm underwater. And then suddenly I'm not. And yeah, so I'm still figuring out the mic situation. It's not perfect yet, as Destiny can attest to this evening as well. Um, but we did get together and record an episode that we're not gonna publish.
And isn't that worth something? You
Yeah,
know, your best is good enough, babes.
yeah,
Anyway, on top of that, we've also been in a very Ten of Wands stage in our life, visually, actively, maybe
yeah.
even as a whole humankind. I feel like we're all feeling very Ten of Wands, very overwhelmed, very bogged down. Like we're carrying things that don't serve us, but we have to carry them anyway. We don't really have a choice sometimes but to continue to carry it. And it's exhausting. Like it's hard out here. I asked Heidi like earlier, I was like, "How are you?" And she's just like, could be better." And I feel like we need to be more honest about that. Like, yeah, we could be better. You could probably be better. Everybody could probably be better. And we've said it before, I'll say it again. Like, if we need to take time to be present in our real life and take care of ourselves. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move at the speed that life directs us. There's plenty of time to listen to us yap whenever. And if you're really that eager, book an appointment with one of us. Okay.
We'll talk
Um,
your ear off.
huh?
We'll talk your ear off.
Yeah, we'll talk your ear off. We love to chat. The other day I was reading tarot for a lady that I regularly read for,
Mhm.
and I was like, these trees are telling your business. Do you like, is there something that you're like talk to the trees, like when you're angry, when you're upset, whatever, like do you go out and just like talk to them, and do you sit under a tree? And it ended up being true. And then the trees just then laid into me and let me have permission to just ramble on and on, whatever their thoughts were. And it was all correct. Shout out to the trees.
Oh my
And
God.
me and the trees want to talk to you. So I want to hear what the trees have to say about you.
I think it's great that the person is talking to the tree because it's like Mother Earth recycles it, right? Like,
Totally.
and makes it into something new. But I was just imagining like this person being under a willow tree, and then the willow tree, like the little leaves going over here, be like, "Did you hear that?" To the other tree.
Yes. Literally, that was very much the energy. I was dying. And I was dying when it was confirmed too. Like I've never had the trees tell on someone.
Yeah,
So funny.
I love.
Anyway. If you're new here, hi, I'm Destiny. I'm a lesbian tarot reading witch.
And I'm Heidi, a bilingual psychic medium.
We love all things metaphysical, all things paranormal, all things spooky, all things abnormal, all things unseen. And if you do too, stay a while. Wait a while. We're worth the wait, baby, okay? Just wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we're talking about haunted objects. I have gotten myself into a conundrum. Heidi willingly gets herself into conundrums. And you know what? Feedback I take from the last show, now that we get to redo this, I want you to go first this time because I
Oh, okay.
believe you have a special guest that can join us for
Cute.
a prolonged period of time. So let's welcome our guest feature.
I feel like we should have the like the
Yeah. They come
uh,
in on a little carriage.
late night. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so okay. Well, okay, let me see. Because I realized that my background's a little bit too dark today, but that's okay. So let me give a little bit of a backstory. If you follow me on Previously Possessed, that's my other account where I talk about thrifting, purchasing thrifted items that I think are speaking to me in a way where I feel like it's a little thing is not for me, but for a sitter that I'll meet later, which has happened quite a bit. Or there's something about it, some story that it wants to share. Or it's um, whether it's a bell, whether it's a doll. I do have a collection of dolls. A lot of them have been given to me. I didn't think I would ever have this amount of dolls, but I'm happy. I feel like it's one of those things that I grew up fearing a lot. I think I have a picture. I'll try to find it. When I was about 16, my abuela or abuelos got me a porcelain doll, and I had to be happy because I couldn't be like, I hate this.
Yeah, you have to have present face.
Yeah. And then I was like immediately in my head, like, where am I gonna? I'm gonna not even take her out the box. Like, she's gonna be turned around. She cannot be in my room. I just like a lot of us, I think, like through movies, media, culture, things, right? It's ingrained in the sort of, it's spooky, right? Anyway, so this special guest was one of the dolls that was given to me, and I connected with her. And when I say connected with her, I didn't do my mediumship. I didn't like close my eyes and connect with her. I have done that with others, but I for that account specifically, like I do paranormal investigating. So I use tools to also communicate beside my psychic and mediumship abilities. Anyway, so this little doll kept, I put these little lights. Let me just show you real quick. Her little necklace is, hold on. So applause, dun, 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 dun. So this is Mary, and
Mary.
yeah, she's super sweet. And yeah, I don't know if some of you are familiar with this. If you are into paranormal investigating, you may recognize these little lights. These little lights, you can just twist them on, or even like if you set them, like I'm pushing it now. And so what I do is I have it off, and then it's believed, and I'm one of those believers, that spirits can turn them on with their energy because we're all energy. So I would come in and the little light would be on. So that's Mary. I'm going to put her over here. I'll have some tools next to her that she may decide to light up or not during the podcast. But this is the haunted object that I'm going to be speaking of today.
Welcome to the show, Mary.
Welcome to the show. Oh, really quick before we keep going, I do want to say part of what I do in the team that I'm part of that do paranormal investigating is that we bring offerings to the spirits that we're going to speak to if they want to. So I got a little pastry um, for the spirits here, and I'm gonna give them water at some point. But it's just as a like a invitation if they want to. And so, Mary, you can turn on your lights or come next to the EMF reader. You know how to do that if you want to be part of the podcast today. Okay, cool.
Hey, cool. Okay,
Okay,
so what
cool.
have you learned about Mary?
Well, one of the things that when I think about the word haunted, or a doll specifically, there's that idea of like there's a spirit stuck, right? There's a spirit stuck inside the doll, or it just can't leave. It's attached to it, right? And I don't, my belief is that that's not true. I feel like spirit has free will just like we do. But I do believe that spirits can be attached to someone or something if they want to be.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Right. And so when I was, and I don't know whether to call them interviews or chats, I think I just call them chats. When I was chatting with her, she was sharing a lot of information about who she was when she was alive. And so what I found out is that she was a child when she passed, and that it was all of a sudden, it was a pretty traumatic passing. Like it was, look at,
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
hi, Mary.
Hey, girl.
So, um, it was pretty traumatic in the sense of it's still, like, how do I say this without saying? I'm going to be sharing it on Previously Possessed YouTube channel. I haven't quite decided how or what I'm going to say. With to answer your question, what I've learned about Mary is that she was a child in the 70s and tragically passed away. So, yeah, to answer that.
How
um,
did you like find that out about her?
so again, there's a huge difference, right, between evidential mediumship or evidential psychic readings, because usually the person who you're reading for can validate those things, right? Even if I do mediumship, there's no way it can be validated because the person's not in front of me, right? Um, but what I use are different tools. So one of them is this EMF reader. And what we did with Mary is that we used the green for no, and then yes, it would go all the way to the red or orange. So I would ask questions like, are you a child? It would go all the way to the red and then stay green if it was a no to whatever I asked. The other things I learned about her were through the app. So if a word came up, I would ask that question, like an image of a submarine came up on one of the apps, and then on another app it said sink. So I asked something like, are you in water or were you submerged? And then she would make the thing go all the way to the red and say yes. This one's a little bit more delicate. And when I say that, I mean because it's possibly connected to something that actually happened in the 70s. That I just Googled the information I had, and up came this information about this little girl, about all of the things that she had shared. And so, look, and so I was just kind of, um, you know, having this conversation, and you can see I'm Googling while we're talking because I had no idea about this case. I had no idea about this little girl. Um, until I Googled it. And then, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, there's a lot to say, but I also don't want to take up the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible. And unfortunately for you all, the last episode, she was very active. I mean, already, she's been pretty active with
The EMF reader.
EMF to anticipate her, continuing to light that thing up through the night. But also, I think she likes when you talk about her specifically, I think.
I think so too. I'll try to share some of the clips because I think that some of the clips are okay, like as far as like you can kind of see what's going on. I'll try to go through it and see if I can get those clips because she would turn on this candle, turn on her light. She was very active, and I do think that she likes to validate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, mine is definitely not as crazy, but unlike Heidi, I am not really a paranormal investigator. Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
definitely present and willing to be present with spirits known and unknown, but I'm not intentionally collecting haunted items. I have enough of my own spirits. We're good over
Right.
here.
Right.
We're occupied. Um, and I accidentally acquired a new spirit, and at the time of recording the last episode, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was feeling very stressed about it because of the nature of the spirit. But now I'm going to donate it to either my good friend and paranormal collector, Heidi, if she wants it, or
Uh-huh.
if she doesn't want to adopt this guy, donate it to a enthusiast of the relevant time period. Anywho, here's my girl. Okay. Here's my haunted item. Oh, and my fidget toy that I was holding. This is a ring that I bought at a little vendor sale. And girl, I love an ocean theme. Okay, I have the ocean tattooed on me. I'm a Pisces. I would consider myself an ocean witch. I mean, literally,
Mhm.
even just here, we have the seashell candle holder. Like, that's just me. So I'm looking at these little handmade brass rings that she makes out of brass wire and buttons. And I
Mhm.
see this ring with an anchor on it, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to have that. That is so cute.
Mhm.
That'll be perfect with all my other ocean themed jewelry. Literally, my gold seashells that I'm wearing right now, perfect condition.
Right.
spend $35 on it, whatever, support small business. Go back to
Yeah.
my car where my fiance is. And I'm like, oh, look what I got. So excited to show her. And she goes, that is like military paraphernalia. And I was like, what? And she was
Mhm.
like, that's like a military button. That's like Navy. That's not like cute ocean girl. How am I supposed to know that? I'm just a
Right.
girl. I didn't know
Right.
that. And so I look it up, we Google it. Not only is it just the Navy, is it just already the military? And if you know me for more than 2 seconds, you know that I'm anti-violent, anti-war, anti-establishment, whatever, anti all of it. And it is a World War II German Kriegsmarine uniform button. Bitch, you're
Oof.
telling me I bought a fucking Nazi ring? You telling me I just spent $35 on a motherfucking Nazi ring? Well, I was so fucking pissed. So I'm Googling, obviously I know World War II is about, but I just wanted it to
Right.
not be true. Okay, so I was
Right.
Googling. I mean, technically there's a chance, it could be an English Navy, but,
Sure.
it's kind of hard to tell the difference. Everything says it's a German, diagnosing it as German.
Yeah.
Comparing and contrasting, there's no fucking difference anyway. Technically, not all German Marines were Nazis, but it's a majority of them.
Right.
Obviously, we're fighting the same fight. And it doesn't
Hmm.
matter what fight you're fighting. I don't want you on my fucking hand.
Right.
So, anywho, as one does, I immediately go and I do mediumship with it. Okay? Who would I be if I didn't do mediumship with my new haunted object?
Right. Right.
I'm doing mediumship under the tree. Me, my blanket, this stupid fucking ring. Doing mediumship together. Obviously, okay, Heidi uses apps and whatever to corroborate. I use a series of cards, okay? I'm out there with
Mhm.
5 fucking decks, pulling them all 10 cards each, okay? I'm in there deep. I'm there
Right.
to analyze the patterns, indisputable, across all the decks.
Right.
So, anyway, um, I started off easy. I start the interview, if you will, off easy. Guidance for me. Hold on to what you have. Through the good times and bad, hold on to what you have. Newness can be found in the familiar, first in yourself. Healing is staying and cultivating the soil you've come to know. I got the sense from both that reading, looking at it, meditating with it, and, meditating with the spirit that, like, just it doesn't matter. Like, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't get in extra arguments. Like, just, plant your roots and stick to them and be like loyal to that dedication and that process and the seasons that come with it. Okay? We're starting off good. I appreciate that. How do you
Uh-huh.
show up as a guide? Big picture thinker, helps evaluate actions and bring you back to center. Young energy, 20, 25, 35. Helps maintain balance in relationships and energy drains. Okay, back to that. It's not so serious. Let's come back to
Hmm.
what really matters. Come back to your core purpose. Thoughts on the war. Okay, we have Nine of Wands, Five of Wands reversed, Ten of Cups, Justice reversed, Judgment reversed, Six of Pentacles Fool, Two of Swords reversed. Okay, I know not all of
Mm.
you knows what that means. It's fine. I'm going to explain the message, but for you tarot girls, you can think about it. Anyway, didn't have a lot of choice or say, but made family while he was in there, made good connections, felt like, he had people around him, and ultimately feels remorse for what happened, but he didn't have the upper hand. He was just a kid. He didn't even know what he was signing up for. Like, he was just in it to win it because he had to be. Did you die there? Okay, now here's where it gets a little off the wall. I'm using my spirit communication cards, which are actual like quotes that I created.
Okay.
I get the liar card, mother spirit, divine feminine, inner child is calling. This is not for you. Psychic connection, intuitive channeling, cleanse your space. So that automatically is like a red light, red flag to me. Stop. Like, I feel like it was a very like overpowering mom telling me like, you better stop right now. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Just stop going forward.
Yeah.
And then I asked if it was a sore spot. And I got, I am always in charge, shady behavior. And then no, and then this is for you. Kind of reminding me to like, I have the upper hand in this situation.
Hmm.
And that the spirit is maybe not being honest with me, not having the best for me in their mind. Like, this just is starting to make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And once I start getting around that area, like, I'm done. Like, I'm not, unless somebody's calling me in for help, I'm not
Right.
trying to play that game,
Right.
like unless I'm calling darkness in myself because I'm hexing somebody that deserves it, unless
Mm.
I'm helping somebody remove that from their house, I am not willingly, I deal with enough human trauma from the people that are alive. I'm not
Yeah.
dealing with a traumatized spirit either,
Right.
so I'm already like kind of over it at this point. And then it says, so why are you being weird towards me? Because those answers were very weird. Six of Swords, Page of Cups reversed, Magician reversed, Eight of Wands reversed, Nine of Swords, Queen of Cups reversed, King of Pentacles. Not the way I anticipated my life going. I was just beginning. And then the spirit cards that I got is abundance is available soon. You're on the right path. The messages I receive are correct and divine. So I felt like I was having this like understanding that he just, was not happy about the way that things went on. And again, it feels very like sore and open and raw.
Hmm.
It's not anything I can do. Finally connected, my vessel is clear, Spirit card said. Fight back and defend yourself. Protection. Anxiety tells me where I need to direct my attention. Warning, negative energy. Uh, that was like, six
Yeah.
cards. And at
Yeah.
that point, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, you can move on to another healer. I appreciate it. I don't think that you're necessarily out to harm me, but I just
Hmm.
think my spirit team is telling me enough loud and clear. I have these cards that are ultra specific to be
Right.
able to tell me a correct message. So I'm going to believe it when it comes and not continue to wrestle with it. And then I just said, thanks for visiting. I'm done with the day. Drew my stitches at the bottom. And then, thanked my faithful guides for protecting me while I do this work. And the ring has stayed in the energetic ICU that I made ever since, never to be removed. I've got this really potent blend of herbs for like banishment, protection, also like spirit respect. Like I realize like even though we may not get along, like even though you're not for me, you are for somebody and like your life was valuable and the things that you went
Yeah.
through were valuable, whatever. So, I've got some chamomile in there, I've got some tobacco in there, like, I respect you for who you are. But then I've also got, cinnamon stick. I've got coal. Hello, think about your actions.
Right.
Obsidian and some igneous rock as well as a wasp's nest in there for that, like again,
Mhm.
fierce protection around me and kind of just creating this little like spiritual energetic barrier. I lit some pine of my friend's bundle that I got after she passed away. So this is like one of my most potent tools that I have, being that's a limited resource from one of my main guides. But I just felt like the moment called for it at that time.
Mhm.
Just to kind of call her protection in as well. And I put it on my finger a couple of times, and every time I just feel the like hot desire to get it off, and that I'm just
Mhm.
uncomfortable. And so, I'm just gonna listen to my gut on that and not try to force
Yeah.
it and pass him on to somebody that maybe offers him a little bit more empathy and understanding. It's just
So, well, I wonder, do you want to pull cards to see if he wants to come over here? Or
oh God, sure, let's do it. I need to get cards.
I don't know how it works. Can you do that with him being in the ICU?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
I just want to say before you ask it, I forgot to mention that, or we forgot to mention that, remember, I think it was just a few days after, or maybe a week after, I have to look at the date of the podcast. I went to the thrift store and I found a jar with the same button in it.
Yeah.
And I sent it to, maybe I'll pull up I'll share a screenshot of that part of the chat. But I was like, Destiny, I don't know what to do. Like I feel like I should buy it, or I don't know what I said. But I did go the next day and it was gone. So,
It was gone?
yeah.
Good luck to that lady.
Yeah. And also I'm gonna ask Mary to give her opinion too, to validate.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Give it, Mary. Okay. I'm gonna ask Mary, go ahead, you can chime in, but I'm gonna ask my guides to tell me basically what I should do with it. If I'm supposed to give it to this guy that's a World War II enthusiast that I do care about, I would consider us somewhat friends, acquaintances. I want to see the Emperor. I want to see King of Pentacles. I want to see King of Swords. I want to see King of Wands. I want to see the Hierophant. And if it's supposed to go to an intuitive, I want to see the High Priestess, Queen of Cups, Magician, Ace of Cups. Let's see, the Lovers. I want to see the Moon or Page of Cups. Okay,
Okay.
let's get it going.
And what are you asking? You're just asking he wants to or should go to?
Yes, we have the Magician on the board. Let's see. And we have the King of Pentacles.
Mm,
Interesting.
that is interesting.
Followed by Temperance. Okay, let's do the pros and the cons of each party. The intuitive would advocate for him and his perspective, help him hear the inner child. The lovers is here,
Hmm.
connect with his most aligned self and bring power back to him. Versus the enthusiast would be a really nurturing place, kind of give a new perspective on his spirit life and
Mm.
engage with him and his interests and passions while he was alive. But it's interesting. Ugh, I love tarot. It's interesting because the spread that I pulled for the intuitive ended in the Emperor, and the spread I pulled for the enthusiast ended in the High Priestess.
What?
Isn't that something?
What?
I know. That's
Okay,
crazy.
I'm so confused. Maybe it's more like um either one is what I'm feeling,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I'm totally fine with him going with the enthusiast. It's like you said, I have a lot of folks already. But I like that because it's like either way, it's positive in a different way. So I wonder, so crazy.
Interesting. That was crazy.
Yeah. Let
Okay.
me see if Mary has an opinion real quick.
Mary, do you think she should go with the enthusiast?
For yes, it has to go all the way to the red or orange. For no, it stays to the green. What do you think, Mary? I give it like I don't know, like 30 seconds.
She says no.
Yeah.
Mary, you want her to come live with you?
Wait a minute. I thought it was a no. I'm so confused now. Hold on.
She
Hold
wants
on.
her to come live with you.
Okay. Hold on. So when this happens,
You're like, wait, wait.
when I'm confused, I ask again because also I realize the way I ask questions might be weird, like, or not weird, but they could be taken in a different way.
Sure, I mean,
Um,
go for it. Do we have to do?
so let's see. So Mary, the yes is going all the way to the red and orange, you know that. The green is no. So what Destiny is asking is, do you think it's in our best interest to have the ring come and live with us? Okay.
I feel like it may not be in your best interest, but if she wants it, it's a different story.
Right. So let's see. Is it that you just want the ring to come and live with us? I think like now she's like, Heidi, your questions are super confusing. So I'm just gonna be right here. Um, I don't know.
Should I give him to the enthusiast? Is the last question.
Oh yeah. Mary, do you think the ring should go to the enthusiast?
Like, Mary, hello. Did you hang up on us? Okay, well, that's not helpful.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, but I think what I think part of, and that's again why I think maybe the tarot had the two at the end that were switched. I think that Mary is saying the same thing, where it's like, it's up to you, it's your choice, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you don't want to adopt him? I'll pass it to the enthusiast. He'll be happy about it.
Oh my God, I love this. I love chatting with spirit.
It is fun. Final thoughts in 2 sentences. Explain what you think haunted is.
I think haunted can be many things. It's feel like an umbrella term, right? Where under haunted, there's poltergeist, there's residual energy in a home or place. There's da 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 da, all the other things, right? I think haunted gets a bad rap. It has there's stigma, or I don't even know if stigma is the right word, but there's a negative, that's what it is. There's just a negative association with the word haunted because it, when we say that, it's like scary because it's the unknown and we can't explain it. But I think that it's just, it's connecting with spirit. Like, I haven't really, this is me talking out loud. I haven't really thought about the term and how I would define it, but that's what, if you're going into a haunted place, it's because there's a spirit waiting to chat with you. Like,
Right.
and when I say waiting, I don't, they're not like sitting there waiting for you. It's like if that's the place that they want to be, that's the place they're going to be. So I really do think it's just haunted is connecting with um the unknown.
And I would agree with that. There's different kinds of haunted. If you need help figuring out what kind of haunted you have, call your doctors, aka your mediums. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Gmail,
Yeah.
d.hole.deck.booking, wherever. Coming to live to wherever you are. Heidi, where can they find you?
You can find well, first you can find both of us also same TikTok, Instagram, Gmail, YouTube. And then for myself, I have quite a few different accounts, which I'll list in the description box. And there are reasons why I feel like some people prefer to just connect with mediumship and mediumship stories, and others who are interested in more of the paranormal investigation stuff. So That's why they're separated.
Yeah. And we hope to see you there. And until then, remember that you
You,
are the
the
vessel
vessel.
in between. Anyway, thanks. Toodles. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Mary, do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Thanks, Mary. Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Mary.